Russian President Vladimir Putin is in India on a two-day state visit, the highly anticipated trip that marks a pivotal chapter in Moscow-New Delhi ties. Now, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi greeted the Russian President at the Palam Technical Airport, showcasing their strong relationship and admiration for each, with a warm hug and a car ride together. Prime Minister Modi gifted a Russian edition of Bhagavad Gita to the Russian President, calling teachings of the Gita an inspiration for millions across the world. Today, Putin will receive a ceremonial welcome at Rashtrapati Bhavan, followed by a visit to Rajghat to pay homage to Mahatma Gandhi. The Russian President will then have bilateral talks with Prime Minister Modi at Hyderabad House. Discussions are aimed at strengthening economic ties, enhancing trade routes, and advancing cooperation in military, technology, logistics, and innovation. The two leaders are also expected to discuss major projects like the second overhauling of the Su-30 fighter jets, equipping Indian fleet with the R-37 air-to-air missiles that can hit targets at up to more than 200 kilometers, along with the S-400, 500 long-range and Verba very short-range air defense systems. The two sides are also likely to discuss developing the lighter variants of the missiles, like the BrahMos NG, which can be fitted on all types of fighter aircraft of the Indian Air Force. These missiles will have a capability to hit targets at over 400 kilometers, while longer-range versions of the missile will engage targets at more than 3 times of the present capability. Post-lunch, Putin will address the India-Russia Business Forum. Both India and Russia are hoping to energize private sector partnerships and attract new investments. In the evening, Indian President Draupadi Murmu will host a state banquet in Russian President's honor. In view of the high-profile visit, traffic restrictions and diversions have been announced in New Delhi. Since 2000, Putin has visited India multiple times, his last being in 2021 before the start of the Ukraine war. Vladimir Putin is expected to depart New Delhi at around 9:30 p.m. Our assistant editor, Foreign Affairs, Siddharth Sibbil, is now joining us on the phone. Now, Siddharth, could you please tell us the details on the confirmed itinerary for President Putin's state visit?
Well, the day will start with the Indian Prime Minister receiving him at the forecourt of the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and there the ceremonial reception will happen. Thereafter, the Indian Prime Minister and the Russian President will hold talks at the Hyderabad House. The Russian President will also go to the Rajghat to pay homage to Mahatma Gandhi. We know that there is a state banquet in the evening. Several packs are expected to be announced as well, and we know that the big announcement will be on the mobility pact. That essentially means that more Indians, skilled and semi-skilled Indians, can go to Russia, even as Russia faces manpower crunch. So a significant visit, and the summit, of course, takes place today to 23rd India-Russia Annual Summit.
Right, Siddharth, thank you so much for joining us and letting us know the details on this.